1,000 Places to See Before You Die.
There's a monkey, Mel.
I know.
Yeah. Jump, jump, jump!
The adventure continues as Albin and Melanie explore the extraordinary nation of Nepal.
Experiencing it yourself, that's the real education.
Exotic Kathmandu, a Buddhist hub set against the towering Himalayas, can inspire serenity and adventure at the same time.
I think this is the most beautiful rafting experience a person could have.
And seeing the sunrise over the village of Nagarkot can move visitors to tears.
It's just such a spiritual, beautiful experience.
Discover Nepal's neighbor, the pristine country of Bhutan.
This is the birthplace of Buddhism in Bhutan.
It's a magical journey to faraway lands.
We're on donkeys. What are we getting ourselves into?
All this and more tonight on 1,000 Places to See Before You Die. You see only 936 full moons in your lifetime. You live through only 312 seasons. And you get only 88 weeks of paid vacation. What if you had the chance to see the world? Meet Albin and Melanie Yuli, newlyweds with a spirit of adventure, who leave their lives in Colorado behind to go on the journey of a lifetime. Inspired by the book, 1,000 Places to See Before You Die, they lead us on a 5-month, all-expenses-paid odyssey around the world.
Some people have said to us, how can you put your life on hold? And our response is, how could you not?
1,000 Places to See Before You Die. A remote land of otherworldly terrain, the proud nation of Nepal beckons travelers with an experience that heightens the senses and stirs the soul. Landlocked and isolated, Nepal has been profoundly influenced by the Hindu and Tibetan cultures of its neighbors, India and China. The fast-developing capital of Kathmandu, home of Nepalese commerce and government, is an ancient city punctuated by modern consumerism. Opening to visitors in 1951, Nepal has drawn travelers in search of enlightenment, inspiration, and world-class mountaineering. To access the great outdoors, visitors make their way to the heart of Kathmandu, Thamel, the gateway to discovering the real Nepal.
It looks a lot different from up here, doesn't it? You just see all the tops of all these buildings. You would never guess in a million years all those shops that are down there.
You would never guess that people actually lived around here in this area. All you see is storefronts.
The Yulis get to Thamel, where they'll stay at the Kathmandu guest house. This former 121-room mansion is known for comfortable accommodations at attractive rates.
Just get a plane here and figure everything else out when you get here.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't walking down the street more than 2 minutes and everyone's approaching you for tours to go rafting or climbing or trekking, and everything you need is right here.
Five miles from the heart of Kathmandu city stands Swayambunta Stupa, the oldest and most mysterious of the holy shrines in the valley. Legend has it that centuries ago, when Kathmandu Valley was covered by a lake, a Buddha planted a miraculous lotus which radiated a magical, brilliant light. When the lake was drained, this shining light morphed into the holy temple. Guide Ravi escorts Melanie and Albin into the shrine known, for obvious reasons, as the Monkey Temple.
Buddhist stupa called Monkey Temple here.
Wow.
Because you can see lots of monkey when you get on top.
Good.
There's a monkey, Mel.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bunch
A
of
bunch
them.
of monkeys.
Yeah, there are lots of monkeys. Even behind that.
Look up there.
The monkeys that surround this temple have a bizarre mythology of their own. The temple is said to be born from the hair of the gods who lived in the lake, and it was the lice from their hair that was transformed into monkeys.
I have I hate to say it, a banana.
Yeah, they love that. Definitely, they love bananas.
Why couldn't the little one come over?
Look at this, how friendly they are. Look,
Yeah, they're not
can
screaming.
you feel that?
I've been robbed by monkeys before on this trip, and it's not fun, and it's embarrassing. I think very quickly you need to learn how to read the monkeys. You can tell who's the boss. Make sure you throw him some banana first.
Chop, chop, chop.
These monkeys are like thugs. Seriously, they're like street punks. They'll just take whatever they can find.
They're safe. They're a lot of fun. You just don't get too cocky with the monkeys.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. We found a fortune teller halfway up here, and he read our palms. Told us a little bit about our past and about our future.
Before, when you born, incoming marriage proposal.
Did you just say there would be a marriage proposal
Yeah, in that time period.
Is he missing this ring right here? Does that mean bad?
Does he know
bad
that
news?
So am I gonna get engaged again? That's sad.
There are some interesting predictions. Melanie is gonna get an engagement proposal, which has got to be exciting for her. Maybe for me too.
Again, you change everything. Long journey, place change, job change, everything just now have new friend, new job, new country, everything new life just now.
Did you say new country?
Did you say new country?
New country also.
Why do you look at my right hand and her left hand?
Oh, male's right hand, female's left hand.
Yeah, the male and
Yes,
female are
right,
always
left.
opposite.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very
Dhanyavad.
much. I appreciate it. Dhanyavad.
Oh, all right.
Just 3 miles east of Kathmandu is the center of Tibetan Buddhism in Nepal, the Bodhanath Stupa.
Now you guys are
Wow.
in here, this giant Buddhist stupa, which is one of the biggest in the world.
This is amazing.
It is.
It's huge.
Dating from the 5th century, the Bodhanath Stupa is known to Tibetans as Chirtin Chimpa, the Great Stupa or Temple. Encased in every stupa is a sacred item, and it is said that this temple contains a bone from Buddha himself.
Do people come and worship here?
Yeah, every morning and evening, it happened almost every whole day because it is quite famous for the people who is studying this Buddhism here. So there are a couple of schools, which is quite famous among the European and American people too.
The temple tells a story of nirvana, with the base symbolizing the earth and the dome, water. The tower stands for fire, the orange ruffles, air, and the pinnacle, ether. The tower is comprised of 13 levels, one for each of the stages that lead to nirvana. Painted on all 4 sides of the base of the spire are the ever-watchful eyes of Buddha, and between them the nose, the symbol of one or the unity of life.
So these are all prayer flags.
These all are prayer flags. So each and everyone has this secret enchanting words.
And they're hoping if they say that meditation chant,
Om
the
Mani Padme Hum.
Mani Padme Hum, it's going to get them closer to enlightenment?
Yes.
As people circle the immense structure, they can spin prayer wheels inserted into the walls surrounding the temple. Hoping to maximize the power of prayer, Albin and Melanie saved their spin for the largest wheel.
Is this when you're in a lot of trouble?
No, not why.
It's huge. I mean,
It is huge, but it doesn't take lots of effort to just spin that. You can carry it. It's
Okay.
very sharp.
20.
You want to try that?
Sure. When we first stepped in and you kind of just naturally start going with the flow like you would in any crowd scene. And I kept waiting to see when we're going to go into church. When do we go in? But this was it. You walk around the temple, the stupa, you spin the prayer wheels, and you're part of it.
Walking around the stupa at Bodhanath, you don't really realize that you're actually part of somebody's sort of religious experience. You think you're sort of just walking around, you're going by cute shops and cute restaurants, and if you accidentally turn and try to go counterclockwise, That's when you realize that these people are praying, they're all walking together clockwise.
The prayer wheels have been spun, and the sun sets over Bodhanath Stupa. Albin and Melanie retire for the day, blanketed with a sense of peace. The eyes of the Buddha remain open as he waits for last-minute visitors in need of prayer. Just 1 hour southeast from Kathmandu flows the Bodhi Khasi River.
So this river called Bodhi Khasi, and so it's quite famous, and lots of people has been coming here to do kayaking and rafting as well. This river flows all the way from the Tibet, the roof of the world, and this is quite exciting and fun river.
It is so exciting to be going down the river. It is absolutely such a rush.
How you doing, Albin? I'm doing good, Mel. How you doing?
Okay.
It's like rafting nowhere else. I've been rafting twice in the States, in the New River Gorge in West Virginia, the Arkansas River in Colorado. This is nothing like it.
Do people live on the river here?
Yeah, the people, there are few cars, so which is dependent on the river side. So they just do fishing for their living, and they sell that to this market, and they get some money, and their household run on that month.
And is agriculture the big industry here?
Yeah, Nepal is
Nepal?
almost 70 to 80% is dependent on agriculture.
Wow. So how far are we from Kathmandu right now?
We are now almost 80 kilometers, which is 50 miles.
50
east,
miles?
Yeah, 50 miles east of Kathmandu.
This is amazing. You have
Yeah, it is.
rafting like this right outside of Kathmandu.
Yeah, it is.
Before rafting today, I had a lot of good reasons to tell people why to come to Nepal. And this wasn't one of them up until I had done this. This is an excellent, excellent thing to do while you're in Nepal.
I think this is the most beautiful rafting experience a person could have. I've been rafting before,
Watch me, Mel.
and never has it been so beautiful and just so different. I mean, this is such an authentic experience.
Whoa!
A popular day trip from Kathmandu is a visit to Bhaktapur, an ancient Newari town that has eluded the spread of Western tourism.
What are these women doing?
Yeah, recently they harvest the rice, and this is rice, so they are cleaning that. First they will dry that and clean that, and they send that to the mill.
Who does this rice get sold to? Does it get sold to big companies, or does the average person come up and...
No, so they have always contract with the people either in Bhaktapur or in the Kathmandu. They send that to the business people, and they distribute among the cities.
Bhaktapur's impressive architecture has been meticulously preserved, and the town has a long history of craftsmanship. To this day, potters and artisans, for centuries the source of the city's renown, carry on. Melanie and Albin make their way to a pottery wheel to learn from a master.
Do you think
great.
we're gonna make something like this?
Yeah, you want to try that?
I would love to.
I think so.
All right, so we are here.
Is this
in
the place?
Namaste, Daju.
Hey, all right, I got it.
All right.
How's it look, Mel?
I think it looks beautiful. I don't want to mess up yours.
It looks quite...
This is actually a lot of fun, you guys. Unless I get cocky and make a big mistake like that.
This gentleman, he's been doing this since he was 5 years old.
5 or 6 years old. So he's
You're
almost
kidding me.
50
Wow.
59 years. He learned from his father and grandfather.
I think I'm done.
You are? It looks really good.
There you go.
Wow, nice job.
Melanie, it's your go. Here you go, that's it.
Beautiful.
So
Thank you for getting me started.
On a good day, how many of these does he make?
In a good day, so they make 50 to 60.
All right, so I butchered my pot.
Oh, that comes
I
out
turned
so
it into a
nice.
fifth-grade pot.
Yo, मिलाई
Can you
दिनु न
fix
उसलाई.
this for me?
Make a vase.
बनाइदिनु. अलि त्यो ठुलो गमला जस्तो हुन्छ नि. त्यस्तो बनाइदिनु त.
Yeah, give him a minute. He'll
Yeah,
knock
just give
it
him a
out.
minute, so he'll do that.
Thank you.
Why don't you go stand by him and see what he does.
Dandevad?
Yes.
Dandevad. All right.
So if we wanted to buy one of these very nice piggy banks that he's made,
यस्तो एउटा कति पर्छ बजारमा?
how much?
यसको हेर्नु त. Yeah, it costs only 10 to 15 rupees only. What? Yeah.
That's 11 cents. 10 to 15 cents? Very nice.
Great job.
Nice job. Good recovery.
Two hours north of Kathmandu is the tranquil village of Nargarkot, which, set at 8,000 feet above sea level, overlooks the second highest peak in Kathmandu Valley. As the story goes, Kathmandu Valley was at one time covered by a great lake. But a Buddhist of uncommon wisdom named Manjushri saw fit to make a few improvements. With a swipe of his magical sword, Manjushri drained the lake, and in its place, the village of Nargarkot sprung up. Today, Albin and Melanie travel to Nargarkot to experience the spectacular world-famous sunrise. They are also hoping to get a peek, pun intended, of the tantalizing and terrible mountain called Everest, the highest point on Earth.
This is the biggest sky I've ever seen.
What an indescribable way to start your day.
I know.
So Nargarkot is it's the second highest peak in Kathmandu.
This is one of these things that I never thought I would do in my entire life, ever.
I like watching the birds fly around here. It's funny to look around and on all these rooftops around us. People are standing on their roofs,
I know.
getting up to see the sunrise.
Is this your first time seeing sunrise? Oh, you saw it yesterday. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You can't. So you start to feel how special it is, but that doesn't really give you any insight into how special it is once the sun starts to peek up from over the Himalayas. They seem to go on forever on the horizon, and really all you want to do is be quiet and just watch. It's just such a quiet, peaceful, spiritual, beautiful experience. Never forget what it looks like.
You can feel it on your face. The sky is so awesome.
Enjoying the view?
Hey, Robbie.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very good.
I like your sunrise.
Is this your
Yeah.
first sunrise in
Nice.
Nepal?
No. Jeez, God's sake, no. This is 1,000 times I've seen this.
It's amazing.
It is.
Does it ever get old?
No, never. I grow old, but the mountains is still the same.
I didn't realize that 75% of Nepal was covered by
Covered by the Himalayas.
That's amazing. It must be such a part of your identity, having it be the majority of your country.
So lots of people, they come here. It's quite famous spot to see the sunrise.
Nargarkot is?
Yeah, even it's from this time wise, from Kathmandu, it's not that far.
Right.
People like to spend one night at least
Oh, yeah.
to have a better view of the Himalayan range and a good sunrise at the same time.
Dazzled by the astonishing sunrise, the Yulis come down to earth both literally and figuratively to explore the quaint town below.
And what is this woman doing down here on the hill? I mean, what do people here do in Nagarkot?
Yeah, mostly the people are dependent on the agriculture here. They do farming for their living. And their main other income source is now the tourist flow here. So they get lots of money just when people travel in here and just stay. So without those things, so they can't survive. So they have to they do respect what they are doing and what they have.
It's great.
Albin and Melanie's day takes an unexpected turn when they strike up a conversation with two leaders of this farm town.
So you're gonna get in to have a tea here?
I would love to.
Tea? That sounds good.
Sounds good.
Do you live here?
Yeah, I live here. I live here.
This is
Thank
a great
you.
town. I'm Melanie.
My name is Bola.
Bola? Bola. This is my husband, Albin.
Albin?
Namaste.
Namaste.
Ravi.
Ravi.
Hi.
Chairman of the village.
Chairman of the village.
Yeah, he's the chairman
Wow.
of the village.
Is that like
Man,
mayor?
spot on. Yeah, it's kind of
Important man.
for the small territory.
And how long have you been chairman of the village?
5 years.
5 years. Wow.
What I'm finding is that honestly, there's so much beneath the surface, and all you have to do is make eye contact with somebody. That's all we did here when we were drinking coffee. We stopped to have coffee, looked at the guy, we made eye contact, so we said hi. And we just started talking. And we found out so much about the town.
So many things have changed here. Before we have no water supply here. Drinking water was a big problem. So
What would you
now-
do for drinking water?
So we have brought this water from all the way from jungle. Yeah.
From the jungle?
Yeah, from jungle. And the other chairman of the village, we are all in this committee. We worked for 3 years for the water. So now we have water in the morning.
It's gonna be
That's
great.
great.
Yeah.
Good change, right?
Yeah, good change. And now the children of this town, they are getting nice education and in private schools.
That's great.
And
Wow.
maybe they pick up,
Those are some big changes. That's good. Do people grow up and stay here, or do they grow up and move away?
And so right now, many young people, very few in the village. You cannot see young people.
Does it make you sad that the young kids are moving out, getting
It's,
education?
one way it's good, another way it's
Yeah.
very sad.
They shouldn't forget about what
Where
they
they're
have
from.
gone through, and so they should follow the same trend. So when they move to the city, they just try to imitate the Western culture and
Oh, right.
forget those things. So they never come back and want to have a hard life here.
We got to hear about sort of the history of the town. I mean, they didn't have running water 20 years ago, and now they do. And tourism has actually brought education to their town. And you're not able to collect that kind of information by reading a magazine article or, something online. You really have to talk to the locals. Have a good day. Good luck.
I think we just met
impressive.
two of the best people in this town.
Yeah.
The movers and shakers.
I know, the
Movers.
chairman. How cool is that? To me, it was a priceless experience.
We journey to another world, a remote Buddhist country deep in the Himalayas called Bhutan, also known as the land of the Thunder Dragon. With fewer than 700,000 citizens, Bhutan, in order to preserve its time-honored Tibetan Buddhist culture, regulates the number of visitors permitted each year. But by booking in advance, you may be among the lucky few to see this country of unparalleled beauty. There are towns and traditions that have remained unchanged for centuries, and the warmth and joy of the Bhutanese is an inspiration. Another point of pride for the Bhutanese is the Paro Zong, an extraordinary example of Zong, or fortress architecture. This Zong was erected in 1644 on the site of a monastery built by Guru Rinpoche. a Tibetan missionary venerated as the second Buddha. Every inch of wall space is covered with vivid murals of religious significance. The colors reflect the Buddhist reverence for life: red for warmth, blue for water and earth, and yellow for the time in which we all exist. Just a day's walk from Tibet, Parozong was the stronghold of many battles with Tibetan invaders. It remains a focal point of life in Bhutan, housing the government, national museum, and a monastic school.
Archery for us is a traditional game. Most of the time, we play from the village to village. For the fun, we drink, and at times when it's a tournament, we invite a lot of females, in Bhutan females, they come and dance, you know, and the man, they just shoot the arrow, have a drink from here, we go to the other end, have a drink, chat with some females.
For centuries, the Bhutanese have been passionate about their national sport, archery. It's what brought them to the Olympics. But because Bhutanese archery is a sport unto itself, with unique equipment and regulations, the country has yet to capture a medal.
This is more the traditional bow, which is made out of bamboo. And the arrows are also totally made out of bamboo.
Can you actually reach that all the way down there?
Yes, it's about 150 meters from here, so it's normal, you know, for us. We can reach no problem. This is bullseye. Yeah. We shouldn't touch the black one. It should be clear on the white.
Yeah.
We have 3 points here. If we hit anywhere around, it's 2 points.
3 points for hitting on the ground?
Sorry?
You get 1 point.
You get 1 point.
Like if you're anywhere close within arrow length.
Oh, arrow length.
Arrow length
Okay.
is 1 point.
Okay.
Every time you hit the target, you get one of these. The
So
last thing you want to do is be the one walking around without any one of these.
Right.
How embarrassing, right?
Really embarrassing.
I wouldn't
There's
want to
a
be
term.
that guy.
There's actually a term for it called jazzy,
Jazzy?
which means an empty vessel.
Do you think that I'll be a jazzy?
Try it out.
I'm afraid to try now.
Well,
I
maybe
don't
you
want to
should
be
try
a
it out.
jazzy.
No. You should try it out.
I honestly don't see how we're going to get it all the way down there.
No, no problem.
Just have to aim and pull.
Yeah.
You want to make yourself comfortable? Pull.
And pull as hard as much as you can, and then release.
Okay, release, yeah.
It's hard to balance it on that finger. See, I'm gonna lose it.
Wow, Alvin!
Not too bad.
It's halfway.
Not bad.
I thought it was really fun doing archery with the boys because in Bhutan, women don't participate in archery. Women should play this sport.
Just need to pull it.
Even though I didn't do very well, I felt like I was breaking ground.
Pull, and you have to pull it, yes.
Yeah.
When we joined the group in archery, I immediately felt really like I was with my buddies at home. And it's funny to hear them tell the story of what they do during the week. They go work all week, and then on Saturday, they get off and spend all day out there drinking beer, shooting arrows,
Let's see a pro.
and women dance around the campfire. Count me in.
This is.
What are they singing?
It's basically any song. There's no particular song as such. It's just a song just to celebrate.
I love this.
So funny.
You are
That's
like the
awesome.
coolest guys we've met on all of our travels.
If you are visiting Bhutan in search of peace of mind, there is no better place to look than in an Amankora Lodge, one in a handful of pristine hotels found in Bhutan's western and central valleys. The one in Paro is a cloistered haven only 30 minutes from the airport and has views of multiple fortresses.
So beautiful here.
Before setting off to explore Bhutan's holiest site, the Tiger's Nest, the Yulis change out of Western clothes into modest Bhutanese dress.
One thing that I like about what we're doing as this new role as a traveler is trying to completely immerse yourself in someone's culture and tradition. And with me, today it's wearing a go, the traditional Bhutanese clothing. And you guys still wear these?
Yeah, every day, every day.
Our goal was to experience the world as a traveler. In the very beginning, I didn't know what that meant. And I would have probably put up a fight. I've become so much more open-minded to trying to experience things as these other people experience them.
I found it to be extremely difficult wearing a Bhutanese woman's traditional kura. The most difficult part about it is that they wear this belt so tight that it feels like a corset. Literally, it goes right over your last two ribs, so tight. I just want to confirm that women wear this hiking.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Yeah. It's pretty much like this everywhere.
The architecture is so beautiful here. It's so ornate.
Let's say we like a lot of color. Like to brighten up our homes with color. And
Are you allowed to build like a new contemporary style home in Bhutan?
you have to maintain the traditional facade.
So everybody has to have
Yeah,
this
I mean
facade.
the design of the windows, the way the house looks, you have those protrusions above the windows, the cornices actually.
I think that's great.
So whose house is this?
This is a good friend of mine, his family home.
Along the way, they stop at a traditional home to see how a contemporary Bhutanese lives. It's a glimpse of how the Bhutanese have lived for centuries. Not much has changed.
This is what it would have looked like minus the modern lights.
Is this a bedroom or is this a living area as well?
It's like it's a common room. Yeah, you'd have people sleeping here, eating here. It's pretty much everything's pretty much done in one room.
And what did you tell us earlier about like poverty?
Let's say you're born and you don't own anything. You could appeal and go seek
Appeal to whom?
to His Majesty the King, and problems would be taken care of.
How?
They'd be given land. If you'd like to live landless and without a home, it's your decision.
But that's rare.
They are allowed into an altar room, a room used for prayer where one can meditate and practice Buddhism.
Wow.
You do your prayers, you do your all
This
your
is
religious stuff here. So
amazing.
every home has one of these.
It's okay,
Every
walk in
room.
here?
Yeah. These are carved and then built into the wall, put into the wall. This is all hand painted, and this would be one of the goddesses. And here, I would say that Buddhism is still a way of life. It's not just, we don't just say we are Buddhists, and that's the end of it. You actually practice it on a day-to-day basis.
So in Bhutan, do you have arranged marriages or do you have love marriages?
Today, it's more love marriages.
I heard that in Bhutan there aren't really last names.
Yes, we don't have all the names. When a child is born, you normally get a monk, a very high monk, or a reincarnate lama to come and name your child, or you would go and take your child, get a blessing, and get a name.
Is this how you welcome guests, or is this something you do at a certain point throughout every day? You stop and have tea?
The desi is very ceremonial, actually. The main dish, which everyone talks about, is called emadasi. Yeah, emadasi. Ema meaning chili and dasi meaning cheese.
Are the chilies the red things we see on everybody's roofs?
Yes, you must have noticed them all around. Yeah.
Flying in, we saw them.
Yeah.
Albin and Melanie are ready to begin a 3-hour hike up to Bhutan's birthplace of Buddhism, Tiger's Nest Monastery. Clinging to a sheer mountain ledge 3,000 feet above the terraced Paro Valley, the Tiger's Nest is a popular trekking destination.
But these are donkeys?
Yep, I think we'll get either both of you to try riding one of them, or actually both of them.
Fun.
And
Really?
yeah, these are the guys, sturdy looking, small, but very sturdy up the slopes. We're going to be going up the trail which goes up this way, and Tiger's Nest is the main one right on this cliff.
Beautiful.
That's what now, yeah.
How old is that?
It's from the 7th century. Guru Rinpoche, the guy the man who brought Buddhism to Bhutan.
It's amazing.
It's believed mythology has it that he flew on the back of a tigress and landed here, built this monastery, and subdued the demons that existed in the valley below. And this was sometime in the 7th century. So, as far as we are concerned, this is where Buddhism started from Bhutan.
Started in your country.
Yeah, it's very important. We try and make it up there at least once a year.
This is what's great about the journey and really getting out there and traveling. We can sit at home and schedule our trip to Bhutan and say we'll go see Tiger's Nest, but we never saw ourselves like this in this moment. In traditional Bhutanese clothing. Look what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a go, you're wearing a kira. We're on donkeys, for goodness sakes, about to embark on a 3-hour trek up a mountain to go to an ancient monastery. I mean, I just never pictured this happening. Does this make my ass look big?
It's fine, don't
You're
worry.
so funny.
Let's see, let's go for a while and see how it goes. Come on. Sure.
Ugin, have you ever ridden up here on a donkey?
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't, but I have.
Okay. Is it considered...
You don't need to feel that bad.
Is it considered kind of lazy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Albin and Melanie continue their unforgettable journey up the side of a cliff to reach this most holy of Bhutanese monuments. The Tiger's Nest Monastery, or Takshan Goemba, was built in 1692. It's where Guru Rinpoche flew down from the sky on the back of a tigress and meditated for 3 months.
So magical. You have like the sound of the water, the sound of the leaves, the sound of the bells. It's just like heaven here.
The prayer wheel is turned by the water, by the force of the water.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
It looks from the bottom of the mountain like this trek to Tiger's Nest is going to be very daunting. And we're really looking forward to it because this is the birthplace of Buddhism in Bhutan.
When you're walking up to Tiger's Nest, is there something you're supposed to be thinking about?
Good thoughts.
Good thoughts?
One way or another, we'll get up there.
Yep. Are you okay?
I'm fine, thank you.
This is a very nice walk.
That's great.
Not too steep, the trails are wide.
Oh, look at this valley.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Gorgeous. Hard to hike in Akira. I'm impressed that these women do it.
I'm impressed that you're doing it.
Going up the mountain, you have a couple different viewpoints of Tiger's Nest. You have a couple spots where you can stop and look and get a pretty good vantage point.
Well, here we are.
This is the best view,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Boy, was this worth it.
In early '98, it burnt down.
How devastating.
Yeah, they had to, actually the government, a lot of people from all over the world sent in pictures of what they had to try and rebuild the structure as it was before. So it took a lot of years, a lot of money, a lot of manpower. A lot of people offered money to rebuild the structure because it was going to cost a lot, and especially getting all the raw materials
Up there?
Yeah, and a lot of people from local areas from all over the country came and contributed in the form of manpower.
Right.
They came and worked, without wages, without thing, just so that they could be part of reconstructing the whole
That's great.
That's awesome.
monastery again. And this is what we have today.
It's right there, but I think we have a ways to go before we actually get there, right? When we finally made it to Tiger's Nest, we had been hiking for quite a while. And you feel sort of a sense of accomplishment physically for having made it. But then also emotionally, you feel almost like you deserve to be there too.
I mean, why don't you two go up, carry on by yourself, enjoy the thing? I'll catch up with you in a bit.
Standing down below when we first started, you have no appreciation whatsoever what this place is like.
To preserve the sanctity of the monastery, cameras and electronic equipment are strictly forbidden.
There's just such a heavy spiritual, reverent feeling on the whole thing. It's incredible. You know, it just puts you in such a meditative mood, doesn't it?
Such a good place. Such a good place.
I think it's good that you make that journey to get here, you know? It's kind of like the whole Buddhist journey towards enlightenment. It's not easy and it's sacrifice, but it's the same thing getting up to here. You know, you've got to work at it. And you earn getting up to this beautiful, incredibly spiritual place.
This trip has been the most mind-blowing by far. Just otherworldly almost, you know?
The sky is so awesome.
The sunrise at Nagarkot is really a moment that captures the way that I feel about Nepal.
And who knows, hopefully when we get back to Denver, maybe we'll get up in the morning, set the alarm a little early, get a cup of coffee, and just sit outside and watch the sun come up.
I think my favorite part of the whole archery experience was the Bhutanese men dancing and singing and celebrating when one of them hit their target. I love this. I really think that it's a rite of passage to go to Tiger's Nest, and so I'm glad I did it.
It took coming to a place like Nepal and Nagarkot and getting away from all of our distractions of our daily life. Just shed yourself of all of your normal daily burdens and distractions and really look at everything that's out there. And that's what traveling does.